good evening. Welcome back to our channel. It's a trap. So today we're gonna discuss a little bit about the sphagnum moss and how can you keep them beautiful as always, and when to water them and what's the best condition that you can put them. So first we need to discuss about the basic needs of your sphagnum moss. So sphagnum moss, they like to thrive on the environment which are humid. They like to be shaded a little bit if you are just starting, and the water that you need to put them should be also at least rainwater or low ppm water. They can also tolerate tap water, but I suggest you stay on rainwater or distilled water or any low ppm water source if you want to maintain their beauty. Because sometimes if you put too much minerals on the water, example if you use tap water which has 20 TDS or total dissolved solid, maybe you will experience some darkening of the sphagnum moss heads, and sometimes green algae will form. So we have sphagnum moss here, which you already seen on the other video. We have sphagnum moss here that ages about more than a year, or maybe 2 years already. That's why if you notice the sphagnum moss heads is really large, and they seems to look different species of sphagnum moss, but they are all the same. It's just that they are already here in our growing area for so long. That's why their sphagnum on their heads is really large. Some of them are even as large as one Venus flytrap plant. And we are keeping them as usual on outdoor environment, but this season we have low rainfall. That's why we are putting it on more humid environment, so that they can maintain moisture even this time of the year. And some of it we put also here on the new growing area, which they can benefit also for less air, or less wind, because this area is at least semi-wind proof. It doesn't have a lot of wind here. That's why they can maintain more moisture. But we need to also to keep in mind, if you're keeping your plants in high humidity, at least high humidity environment, if you're keeping your moss on that condition, green algae can form. So that you need to understand, if you're keeping them on high humidity, you don't need to water them more often. You just need to water them when you see their heads is getting they have a white they have their sphagnum moss heads is becoming light, or the color is whiter. You need to water them so that you can maintain the freshness of your sphagnum moss. And if you also experiencing some of the issues growing your sphagnum moss, like for example green algae, if you have that on your sphagnum moss, let them experience dry season or dry days, where you let them dry for a day or two, then water them when you notice that the algae are becoming light in color, or the algae already disappear. On that time you can water them, and from that on, you need to water them on that controlled regularity. For example, you should not water them too much. Some sphagnum moss, if you don't put high TDS water, or you don't put fertilizer like maxi fertilizer, you can keep them on more watery substrate or environment, because they all only form algae if the water is has a high total dissolved concentrations at TDS concentration, or your medium or your water has fertilizer, because they don't like they don't like chemicals. So I hope I answered some of your question that you raised, especially the one that asked me personally on my Facebook. If you need more tips about these kinds of plants and sphagnum moss, just let me know. I will answer them when I have time to make video. So that's it. I hope you like the video, guys, and just remember to maintain this you need to give them a low ppm water. You need to avoid fertilizer and high TDS water, especially with those with chemicals, and just um, to avoid the green algae, avoid overwatering them. So I hope you learned something from this video. God bless. Bye bye.